Hi Unbox, my name is John. Xiaomi flew us all the way out here in Madrid, Spain to see the launch of their two new Android One devices, the MiA2 and the MiA2 Lite. Now, we spent quite a bit of time with these two new phones today, so we're going to give you our first take on the MiA2 and MiA2 Lite. Xiaomi's two new pure Android phones has Android One on board. As usual guys, please like, subscribe and comment. Please click on that notification bell right there so you know exactly when our next video drops. Thank you very much guys. Let's get on to our quick review. The MiA2 is Xiaomi's successor to their very first Android One phone, the MiA1. The MiA2 is basically a reworked Mi 6X that was announced earlier this year. The biggest change is the removal of Xiaomi's MIUI overlay and the use of pure Android courtesy of the Android One initiative. The MiA2 uses a unibody aluminum design that's much tougher than glass back phones that are all the rage nowadays. The rear of the phone holds the vertically stacked dual camera module, which is composed of a 12 megapixel and 20 megapixel sensor, both of which having a f1.75 aperture lens. The main difference is that the 12 megapixel camera is made to shoot in a bright light, while the secondary 20 megapixel camera is for low light shooting since it uses pixel binning, which results in better low light photos, theoretically. The power button is on the right along with the volume rocker. There's an IR blaster on the top, while the USB Type-C connector is on the bottom, flanked by speaker grills. If you notice, there's no 3.5mm jack, so you'll have to use the Type-C adapter that comes with the box if you want to use wired headphones with the MiA2. The front of the phone is a 6-inch display with Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection, full HD plus resolution, and an 18:9 aspect ratio. That means there's no notch, but the trade-off is that the phone is a bit taller than a comparable device with a notch in the display. Hardware-wise, the MiA2 runs a Snapdragon 660 processor with a choice of either 4GB or 6GB of RAM and 32GB, 64GB, or 128GB of storage, depending on the price and configuration of the phone that you buy. Qualcomm's mid-range processor is capable of handling most Android apps nowadays that's available to download on Google Play. The MiA2 Lite, on the other hand, is a low-cost Android One alternative to its bigger brother, the MiA2. It's a reworked Redmi 6 Pro and utilizes a plastic and metal body along with a notched display. Because of the smaller 5.84-inch Full HD Plus display, it's a little handier to use one-handed, which is important for people with smaller hands. The phone has dual cameras in the form of a 12 megapixel primary shooter and a 5 megapixel secondary camera. Internally, its hardware is a little dated though, as it runs Qualcomm's Snapdragon 65 processor with 4GB of RAM and a choice of either 32GB or 64GB of storage. It does have a bigger battery than the more expensive model though, at 4000 mAh. But sadly, both phones don't come with fast chargers in the box upon purchase. Both phones feel fast and fluid, and seeing pure Android on Xiaomi-made hardware addresses many of the complaints that we've had with the company's sometimes bloated UI. Xiaomi added a few AI enhancements to the camera of the MiA2, specifically better edge detection when shooting in portrait mode, even when there's more than one person in the shot. Xiaomi is pricing the MiA2 at 14,990 for the 4GB, 64GB model and 17,490 for the 6GB, 128GB model. The MiA2 Lite, meanwhile, is priced at 9,990 for the 3GB, 32GB model, while this 4GB, 64GB model is priced at 11,990. Unfortunately, Xiaomi has not announced local availability of these two phones for the Philippines as of yet.